Welcome back! It's July, which means it's hot, I have to deal with bugs again, and we have another month of Palia questions to gossip about. These ones are a little long, so let's just jump right into it. Let's start at the beginning. We like houses here, so question 1 is about how communal they'll be. Essentially, you can help people water their crops or you can cook together, but the team isn't prepared to show anything else. Currently, what is there is pretty bare bones for a community and social game that has player housing as a core feature of it, but I'm hopeful that they can flesh this out a bit. The next question is about neighborhoods, which are sort of like the guilds of Palia. Essentially, the question is, what is their purpose? Neighborhoods are basically a smaller group than most guilds in other games, and their focus within Palia will be on doing asynchronous tasks, or those that don't require everyone to be on at the same time. Essentially, from what I've gathered, a neighborhood's main tasks are the maintenance ones in other games. My hope is that there are some things that actually require more people to exist at the same time, but it seems like Singularity 6 is looking at splitting group content from neighborhood content pretty cleanly. Question 3 is all about the shared inventory thing that I completely forgot to mention in the last QA video. It's specifically about whether you can use tags and such to search your inventory, given that it's all completely shared across all chests. The answer is not yet, but they've recently done a bit of back-end work, so large-scale sorting will be available at launch, hopefully. Yay, inventory management, just what everyone wanted. Will NPCs be fully voiced, and will our character be voiced? NPCs in the game will have specific voice lines that play when you talk to them, and these will change based on your relationship with the character and things like their moods. Basically, everything that they say won't be voiced, only specific lines. Currently, each villager has between 40 and 60 of these lines, depending on whether or not they are romanceable. There is room for this to expand in the future. Overall, pretty basic stuff. You'll be reading most of what characters say. Player characters currently have 10 voice options, and these are for things like efforts, sighing, or small vocal lines, but it's not completely clear on what these will be. Okay, we're halfway there. This is where I should include some form of ad, but nobody's crazy enough to sponsor me for this, so instead here's the worst clip I could find from my stream. Yo, I tripped. I have a run going. Only 3 people have finished. Was that bad enough for you? If not, there's a link in the description. Feel free to stop by if you want. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, question 5. Will we be able to learn all 8 skills that were mentioned in the previous video? Yes, you'll be able to learn them all, and there will be a quest to introduce you to each one. That's it. That's the entire important part of this answer. It's a pretty simple one. Will there be options to change the color of clothing? And how limited will it be? You will get to choose from pre-existing color palettes that they call variants. From the picture that they provided though, these variants seem less like color palette switches and more like full-on variations with different patterns, textures, and colors. I think they screwed up their wording a little completely on this one, which makes me a bit scared to comment further. Humans are returning for the first time in over 1,000 years. Sorry, did the voice. What does this mean for the story, and what do we need to know? So, some major stuff happened over 1,000 years ago, and humans went poop. Part of the story will be about that, which we knew already. These happenings will play a role in the story of the present and has led to ruins being dotted around the landscape. There will be characters who offer their opinions on the reasonings for these disappearances, but Singularity 6 are currently holding back the reason that humans have returned to the game. Basically, the reason for human disappearance will play a role, and you'll need to discover why it happened and maybe how to stop something similar from happening again. And on to our final question. Crystal, who is a major contributor on the Discord, has asked a generally long and multifaceted question about quests and their relationship to skills and the narrative of the game. I'd honestly suggest pausing this one and just reading it right now. Okay, done? Good. Let's begin a few questions ago. Remember when I said this? Yes, you'll be able to learn them all, and there will be a quest to introduce you to each one. Right away, how we get our skills is tied into the narrative and quest line of the game. Each skill will have its own set of introduction quests and a trainer who is intended to be your friend who teaches you about doing a specific task. In full, these are Einar for fishing, Auni for bugs, Hashian for hunting, Tish for furniture making, Reth for cooking, Hodari for mining, Badru for gardening, and Ashura for foraging. If you didn't recognize one of those names, it's because we haven't been properly introduced to Hodari yet. I think they just let something slip. Okay, a bit about repeatability. Most quests are not repeatable, and narrative quests are both handcrafted and unique. They want repeatable quests to have enough variety to continue to be enjoyable beyond your first experience with them. In terms of skills, they should be areas for further NPC interactions, but they are not required to befriend a character, and neither will you be required to learn a skill to befriend the character who teaches it. Finally, skills are a potential way to complete many quests in the game, but are not the only ways. Singularity 6 want to integrate multiple game mechanics into questing and NPC interactions, and this seems like a good place to start. So, after that little essay, we have all of our main questions answered. I have more Palia videos in this playlist over here, as well as another video for your viewing consideration. Thank you for watching.